The old man will. The old man will. The old man will. The old man builds. The old man builds is broken in the head. People not seeing reality has put them in the red. Where conscious and spirituality been stricken from the norm and replaced with the ignorance of basic magnetic form. The geometry of God keeps running through his head. That's what makes old man builds broken in the head. The old man builds. The old man builds. Spheres of destiny are spinning in his mind, making him travel back and forth in time, battling the establishment for just a little recognition. Has him forcing the world to understand his premonition. That world will have all the technology in the end, even if it means his life will fail to instead. The old man builds. The old man builds. The old man builds. The old man builds.
Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Nathan, otherwise known as Old Man Builds. What's going on today, guys? Sitting over here, man, we had an awesome show on Saturday. We had Heliarc that came on and Timtron that came on. Man, what an amazing show that was. So much information, man, going on. We got so much stuff for overunity, everything, man. So I'm excited. What is going on, man? Ulysses became a member on the last show on Saturday. I want to say thank you for that. I wasn't able to do it at the time. Belongs to AI now, huh? Yeah, well, it's getting there, man. It's definitely getting there. Old man buffed. I don't know about that. I got a long way to go before we get there. Right on, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh man, yeah, dude, if you guys didn't catch it, you guys should watch it. The flywheel thing was so important. Okay. So I always bring up a merry-go-round, right? You go out to the park and you got a merry-go-round, kids get on it, and then you push it, right? But then after you get it going, you just push it every once in a while. You're not trying to overwhelm it and start it. You're just trying to keep the momentum going. That's exactly what that flywheel was all about. Wow. It basically told you that once you got the motor up to speed and it was running, and then it was going to the generator, what you were getting was, as the generator ran, you were able to pull out energy when the flywheel would continue to cruise. When it hit hard times, it used the energy. When it didn't hit hard times, man, it gave a lot of energy back. It took a long time to slow down. Man, that's a massive step, man, in overunity to think about it in a mechanical way. Totally cool. It even told you, man, thin out the center, make the outside have a lot of weight on it, get a lot of centrifugal force going on so that it continues to do the process. Yeah, big time, man. Big time understanding right there. Circuit's getting colder, man. Makes it all work out, man. Yeah, Timtron and Heliarc were awesome. Let me just tell you that. And dude, I'm gonna just tell you this: if you are into building the Meg or an overunity project and you're doing mechanical engineering on it, if you use anything like a Samsung motor, a drum motor, and you want to learn about it, go over to their channels, get in contact with them, and get on their Patreon. Let me just tell you, it's worth it. One-on-one counseling, who offers that? I mean, that's amazing, because you may be like close to finishing your project. You just can't get that last little bit. Perfect people to talk to. They've seen it. They've done it. I mean, wow. Wow, what an opportunity there. I mean, I don't know too many people that you can get on the phone with. I mean, if you told me, hey, Ibn Gray wants to talk to you about his device, I'd be like, well, yeah, I'm going there to talk to him. I don't care what it's going to cost me because I'm going to learn. You know what I mean? It's like same thing with dollars. You go, oh, one-on-one with dollar? Yeah, I'm there. Linderman, yeah. Anybody like that, man, old school people that know what they're talking about, worth every single dime. I always put that out there because they're awesome people and they deserve it. And I'm so appreciative that they came on my show on a Saturday and hung out with me. It was like 4 hours, man. We did 4 hours. They had a ton of information. So, yeah, really cool, man. Dude, yeah, it was epic, dude. Much love for the Fringe Think Tank, man. Yeah. Got to get the band back together at some point. You know what I mean? Be fun. Everybody's kind of doing their own thing right now. Right on, brother. Love to have you, man. Matter of fact, we gotta hook up again. We have a story to tell about your UFO experience, man. I want to get down to the bottom of that. And you've been putting out a lot of videos on your channel about the device you're working on. So it'd be great to get a big update there. So if you're available, I don't know if Sean's gonna be here on Wednesday. We can do it then. If not, dude, we can hook up on a Saturday and just do a monster show, man. Just let me know. I'm totally down for that. So I always put it out there because Sean wasn't feeling so well. If he is, he likes to come on. So I always leave the door open for him, man. You're working on it right now? Right on, brother. Oh man, thank you right there for putting that up for me, man. Right on, dude. Yeah. Email me and let's work this out. Was a great video. Yeah. Definitely sounds good. Oh man, yeah, I put out a video, dude, on high voltage. And some people liked it, some people didn't. I could tell you certain things, man. On that whole video, I could prove every bit of what I said. And that's why I put it out that way. We had some discussion on light. Is it really working like I think it does? Well, I don't know, man. I wasn't talking about how it works. I talked about how it was being created. And the fact of the matter is, if you turn on high voltage and you have a magnetic field and you have a voltage field, and you're able to compress some part of the driver that goes into it, which you have to get high voltage, then guess what? You're going to get plasma and you're going to get light and you're going to get every color of it. And that's just the way that it works. Now, is it the process going on with the sun and everything like that? Yeah, well, it could be, man. There's plenty of stuff out there that says it is. You got high voltage up in the atmosphere. You have amperage down below your feet. You have everything in there. You have the radiant field. And then every time that we get energized by the sun in any way that comes at us, it pushes on the plasma layer that's going on there, and light's produced. And we see it. There is no light in between it. It's all dark space, and the light's only produced once it hits the planet. So it's a reaction to something that's going on in space that hits us to create the light. There's probably more to it. The gases in each layer, each one allows for a certain wavelength. And as you have that wavelength, it propagates different colors of light. That's not a problem. You can always add that to the theory if you'd like to. But it's still a sound theory in the fact of high voltage because that's the way it works. And when you're creating high voltage, you're creating a bit of gas in there. You get the plasma is the reaction from it. So ion wind is in there as well. We have it up in our atmosphere. There's no question about these things. So yeah, we got definitely some cool stuff, man. And hopefully it's an eye opener so you can see some of the high voltage stuff that we work at directly ties into everything. There's no way that it doesn't. I mean, we learned that part. The next part is get somebody in that's an expert on the gases and tell us exactly how it works. And I'm sure they're just going to slow the rate, which is the frequency that goes on. And as you slow that, that allows for a certain distance. And as that distance goes, you're going to get a certain light out of it. I don't see any problem with that. I don't see any problem with it whatsoever. Light refracts differently. You put it in one angle, it comes out, shoots in several different angles, makes a rainbow out of it. Not a problem there either. I mean, all that stuff happens, but it starts with what you have. And we started with the high voltage theory. We will move on to gases and stuff like that and start to talk about it as we get more experts in, man, that knows this stuff. We'll start talking about the gases, man, because it's going to be important. All of it's a factor. We dealt with a little bit of compression there, but not as much as you need to in the whole Earth itself. That's a massive compression right there. Let me just tell you that. There's more there going on than what you think there is. There's fields being created and things like that. Dude, it's a wild ride when you get to everything that's going on, and it all has to work perfectly in order to get it done. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot more to a theory than like that, but it's definitely a starting point. Definitely a starting point. And it goes along with everything we found. I mean, we've been finding this stuff out, like gangbusters here lately. And we got some cool experiments going on, man. I saw Jarvis on his channel over there doing some electric work. Awesome. Then Sean sent me some messages, and he's doing his, and he got those ziggurats, man. Think about it. He made a little structure, right? That's like a ziggurat. So basically a Mayan temple is what he's making. And it focused the energy to the top, which I don't know that he expected. He probably thought something about it when he was building it. But that oatmeal mixture he works with, man, stuff's like going to become legendary. He puts it in there, man, and it's dude, it's pushing that little twirly thing he's got. It's pushing it everywhere. So yeah, he's on the next level with that. So big shout out to Jarvis and also to Sean on the electrics, man. Yeah, so interesting. We're yeah, he's making cookies. He's making some oatmeal cookies over there, dude. Making me hungry sometimes when I watch the video. Anyway, yeah, it's interesting the shapes that everybody's pulling out of this. And if we just look at the legends of what some of these pyramids do and we follow that, then I think it's going to be the same thing that Sean finds. I truly do. And some of the stuff that goes into there, man, I almost wonder if he just needs something under it that's a good dielectric. And that, how do I want to say it? Kind of like what's under the Mayan pyramids over there. I forget the name of it. But yeah, you're going to get some extra energy going out of there because it's going to cause a capacitance, because under the ground we step on, we have earth batteries that you can make. So if you have that, good dielectric, you have that, it's always charging. So it may be something else. It's not granite that's under them. It's something else. And it's like one of the best dielectrics. They have it in, it looks like shale, but it's not. Real thin pieces of rock and stuff like that. And they found a whole bunch of it underneath the pyramid out there in Mexico. And it'll come to me after a while, but it's one of the best ones out there. So Micah, there you go. You got it. Micah. I mean, to think about that, man. You got that out there. You got the energy from like an earth battery. Yeah, they had mercury out there. Now we're getting somewhere, right? So I think you're going to find those same things show up because the same things that are going on in the earth and around that pyramid are doing the same thing. So you may want to look into that a little bit. It's certainly more interesting than you first look at something if you know the other stuff around it. So anyway, that was real cool. Joe got his Tesla coil. Maybe at some point when he pops on, man, he could say hi. So he's all excited, man. Yeah, Mike is a good insulator. Yes. Nice. So yeah, Joe got his Tesla coil, man. He put that sucker on. He said he could feel it in his body, man, that this thing was putting off a lot of energy. Dude, it was like, it's not just putting off a little bit of energy, it's putting off a lot, man. So it'll freak you out the first time you turn it on. He's up at like 30 something volts. Yeah, dude, that'll tingle you in your britches. That's a powerful circuit, man. Very, very powerful, those coils. So yeah, I've been running mine, man, for distance testing and stuff like that. Oh man, they're awesome. So if you guys didn't know, I got 11 feet out of it, but it was only at half power. So I needed to put some more wire between my power source and it and move my computer out of the room to get the rest of the distance I wanted. I have a feeling I'll be close to 20 feet when I'm done, and I can run this thing at 40 volts, which is full power, and that's 8 amps. So that's not much, guys. And for that distance, that's fairly good. I mean, just for a simple little coil, I'm sure if I make the coil taller, I can get some more distance out of it, some more things. But yeah, we're doing good with it, man. I can't wait until Joe does his first water test, man. He gets that thing in, it's gonna freak him out. You shouldn't have water light up like that. Or if when he puts it in mud, just stand 3 feet away and the light bulb still turns on. That's amazing, man. I can't wait till he does that. Yeah, I looked at some stuff. So Tim from the Timtron channel told me try cardboard. So check this out. They make those cylinders that you put your plans in for building department. You have those cylinders. Also, they have them at the Home Depot for the concrete. Those cylinders right there, you got to take one out, lacquer it inside and out, make sure that it's saturated, and then sand it smooth on the outside. You know what I mean? And then wind it. So he said it's probably one of the better dielectric materials for there, and it'll change the values in your coil. And we should be able to push more distance out of it, which, dude, I'm excited for that. Because if I'm getting close to 20 with PVC pipe, I wonder if I can get close to 25 to 30 out of that. So, man, I'm excited about that. So I also found some acrylic out there, and I wanted to try that as well and see what kind of stuff it does. I think I'm going to do like a little comparison test when I get them all up and going. We'll just do the same size coils. So I think that's pretty good, man. Yeah, no more cables except for it gets RF hot. That's the only problem, man. It really does. It's bad. Yeah, yeah, it makes everything that's metal in the room hot. So what's going on, man? Put some wood in there? Yeah, well, cardboard has wood in it, doesn't it? Paper. Nice. What is a semi-electric? Nice. Cardboard. Hey, he said it worked. He did it. And I trust that guy. So we're gonna do the same thing. And he told us how to do it. I mean, if he's getting 20-foot lightning bolts out of the top on an AC Tesla coil, man, that thing's a monster. So yeah. You know, I don't want to use mineral oil, man. I'm not trying to trap that field in. I want to push it out far right now. Polarizing insulators make static fields. Right on, man. Wood burgers. What are you saying? Nice. Yeah, I would be honest with you, man. I'd love to push this thing 30 feet. I think if we can get 30 feet out of it at that low of a power level, man, that's a big win. I mean, it starts to talk to how exactly you could push it even further with a higher amount of power. And I think that'd be amazing. So we definitely need to start going that direction. That's for sure. Just to see how far we can get something to push out. And then trust me when I say this, when I put it into water, that's why it has so much of a big field in there too. It can push us pretty close to the same distance, depending on what kind of minerals are in the water. You don't want water without minerals in it. It's not as good. It likes the minerals, man. Loves the minerals. Plastic core in it like an electric. Well, as soon as Sean and as soon as they get done, man. Yeah, as soon as Jarvis and Sean get done figuring this thing out, man, then I'll build one and build a coil around it. But not until I want them to be able to finish their work and have a recipe ready for me, so we can get it going. because I'd love to see it because it's going to build up an energy in there. So it's going to be a lot of voltage in there. So it's going to have plenty of charge at all times when that Tesla coil's on. I mean, let's put it this way. If I put a core in there and we use beeswax, it'd be interesting to find the result, because I can tell you if I left it on for a day, we might just get that thing charged up really well, and then cap that sucker off, man, with some aluminum or something at night on the bottom. We'll see what we get. Maybe we can get an electric out of it. You know what I mean? Electric. That'd be interesting. There's a lot of high voltage there. Glass tube. Yeah, you know what? I was looking into tubes today because I wanted to pick up some of those tubes that we can take our Tesla coil to and zap them, and they create this cool light show. So I was looking for a couple of those. Sean picked one up at the thrift store, his amazing thrift store that nobody else has by their house. It's that good. Yeah, that one. So if they have some over there, I'll check it out this weekend. And I want to get some of those. They're like 70 something bucks, man. I don't need the driver. I just need the cylinder. So yeah, I wanted to put a couple of them around the Tesla coil and lock them in, you know what I mean, with some plastic, and then fire this thing off and just see what it looks like, because I think it just looked cool. Something to do. Oh, man. Yeah. Can you imagine putting water through things, man? Can you imagine that? Taking this Tesla coil and lighting her up, man, put it on the side and just use the pipe as a pipe on the inside with some water. I wonder what we could do with that. That might be an interesting test, and just get it to flow consistently through there. We'll have some kind of a pumping action going on. We'll create a suction in there that it can't get rid of, and then it continues the cycle. I bet you, man, we're gonna have some unstructured water or structured water. One of the two is gonna happen in there, man. What is the next way you add spin? So we did the spinner. That wasn't necessarily spin to a Tesla coil. I've done spin on a Tesla coil with the disc. Like I always say, that gravity flyer, man, you hook up the wire to it from the Tesla coil, or I should say through the Tesla coil without attaching to the number 2, bring it to the top and bottom disc, and you can make some cool things happen, man. You can push fields in and out with this thing. It's awesome. But yeah, I've done that, and it creates a nice field out of it. Carbon water filter. Well, that might do something. Hydrodynamics. Nice. Well, it may work, man. It doesn't take much to pull things through a pipe. I mean, anybody who's emptied a pool with a regular hose knows it. You just throw the hose in there, man. You get some suction on it. You allow it to pull all the water to the end to where you're sucking it out, and then it'll continue to go. It tries to balance out what it's shooting out with what's in the pool, and it can't do it, so you'll be able to drain your pool with it. Not that hard to do. I mean, now put that into your PVC pipe and create that same suction and do it again. Now you're going to have water flowing for days. You don't have to put a pump on it. There's no reason to. I mean, it's free. It may not, it'll go pretty fast if you can get that suction pretty good. So, yeah, it's free energy, man, right there. Free water flow. I mean, I'm surprised more people don't do it. They just don't think about it in that way. They think, oh, man, I got to take it out of there. I got to have a pump. Yeah, you could just create suction. It'll pull the water out too. Wrapping the center rod seems to increase the power, but breaks out on each side when it happens. So you wrap the center rod with what? Did you use some insulated wire? Anything like that? I would imagine you're going to get plasma breakout if you did that. I mean, think about it. You're putting a solid core in there and you're wrapping the thing. I wouldn't use anything that was not insulated at that point. 22 gauge enamel. Yeah. Well, I mean, you're putting it in a compressed field. You're going to get more energy out of it. Regardless of what the frequency is, you're going to get energy out of it. Nice. Let's see. Space twin quarter and not touching. Oh, so you did like a long spiral, not a tight one? Wood burgers. I don't know where that comes from, man. I don't understand anything what you're saying right there. Wood burgers. Joe Legacy has a recipe for an electret in his video called Living Electret. He uses a one-wire system in condition to slow it over a month. The 6-let gel hardens basically to put a charge on it. Nice. Joel's smart, man. I like Joel. Yep. Okay, so you're running that loose wire. Yeah, so wow. Okay. So I was thinking this. If we looked at it, if you use different winding lengths, right? On each one, and on one side you made them all common, so all the same, get connected into one. And then on the other side, you put it as an output. Now you put that in a winding that goes on the outside on each one. Now, if you can do that and then loop it back to the one common, now can you get each level to be different? Can you get it to build out like a scalar? So all different frequencies with different energy levels, keep going. And then can you go over there to that center of that and take your ferrite core, wrap some wire around it, and pull energy out? It's interesting because it's like compression in one area of coil, bringing it out, layering it, and then seeing if it won't stay individual or if it mixes the fields because of the frequency. So, gotcha. Let's see. Sounds like Leon Spinks. Oh, didn't he get whooped by Tyson real bad, real quick? Am I thinking of the right guy? Or was it? It wasn't Michael's. No, Michael Spinks did. Leon, was that the one that won the heavyweight title before that from Ali? Or am I way off base? Yeah, not sure. Anyway, man. So yeah, it's a cool test on that. It's a cool thing going on. I got to replace the lights in my garage. They're flickering when I'm doing my videos because my Tesla coil keeps knocking them out. The LEDs in them do not like it. I've broken some lights, man. So I need to go up there and repair them. I needed to run some energy to a different terminal anyway to turn them on and off. So that's fine. We'll just do that. But yeah, I got to replace those. Get that. Stop doing that. Fun stuff. Yeah, it looks like a long process, man. I like those things that set, man. You just set them to charge and leave them alone for a while. I think that's probably the best way. Get as much charge in them as you can. Put that tin foil around them, let them do their job. So, yeah. Sean keeps coming up with new ways to charge those things too, with all that tower power and everything else. So, gonna be interesting, man. Gonna be interesting. Oh man, I had some inquiries on my Tesla coils, just so you guys know. We'll sell these bad boys right here, man. They are with the PMP circuit, man. It's $280, and definitely worth it. And usually, when somebody contacts me, just so you know, they give me their address. We set up everything. I show the test on it that it works. Then they pay me, and the next day it's in the mail. So, yeah, those testicles are awesome, brother. I mean, with that price, man, I throw in the PMP circuit. We do the rod that goes down the center of it. You get those things, and let me tell you, you get the power pack that goes with it. The only thing you have to do is buy the power source, and I say that because I could buy it for $40 on Amazon, but you're going to get a warranty on it. And the way this thing puts out power, you're going to want that warranty. So it's better off that way. Um, better off that way to get it done. What's on, Darren? Western Union, huh? I have no idea, man. I was looking into shipping this thing to Australia, and the numbers it gave me were like not even close to what they should be. I mean, they were telling me like $800. I mean, nobody's going to pay $800 to send a package to Australia. So they must be doing something wrong. I'm going to have the wife look at it, man, and let her figure it out, and then you know, get it to the right number, because it was not right. Yeah. Yeah, I sell them for cash the same price as I do this in person. It should be around $100. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's exactly where I was thinking. I know I shipped a heavier package to Canada and it was like 150, so it should be all right. Yeah, I'll figure it out in the next day or so. We'll get it all straightened out. Yeah, because I don't like that, man. I got to be able to figure that stuff out. Some cool things, guys. I started building T-shirts, so we're gonna get ready to sell some T-shirts here on the channel. Let me throw up a pic here. Let me find it. I've been working on it all morning. So here we go. There you go, man. That right there. We've been working on that one, and we got to do a couple more. There's always copyright constraints, so I can't exactly put something on there that I don't own the property to. So yeah, I think it came out pretty good, man. So we'll have this and other colors, and they'll be on the page there here in the next week when I get everything done. Right on, man. Yeah, I was figuring it out with Joe too, so we could put both of us on there on another shirt. Also, just some other cool designs and stuff to work on, things that we do here on the channel, man. So yeah, I think it's going to be pretty cool, man. You get the old man on there, you get the old man Bill's logo, you get Tesla coil on there with little PMP circuit, kind of what we're working on right now. Definitely worth it. So those will be going soon, man. I got to do about another couple days of work getting all the logos straightened out and everything. Then I have to go down and apply for a bunch of certifications on this stuff for copyright. So yeah, it'd be fun. I mean, I hope somebody else tries to copyright my face. That would be pretty bad. So still talking about the wood, man. Oh man, right on. Nice. Yeah. So that's what's going on with me, man. So yeah, we got a bunch of stuff working, man. Oh, I'm setting up a Facebook shop for the Tesla coil shirts, all kinds of merchandise, things that you may need for your Tesla coil. I mean, if you want to get a different tip to it, a different top, if you want to do ZVS or something like that. So I've been working on that too. I put in all the paperwork, just waiting for them to get back to me on it. And then that should be going. And then you'll have a whole bunch more stuff you guys can put on these coils. So yeah, the only thing is you have to pay attention to the size. So if it says 102.5, that's look, Joe's gonna love this metric number, so that you could do the millimeters on your coil and see exactly what the inside diameter is of your pipe, so that you can put the cap on. And so if you buy a number one coil bottom, then that'll slide right on there and stay tight on there. And then what I usually do is once I set it in there and I know it's done, it's all cleared and everything, the number two is good to go, I'll go in and I'll put super glue on the inside and it'll hold that thing tight in there. So, yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, that'd be some cool stuff, man, out there. So I've been working real hard on the merch, like I said, and then getting everything going. Been widening coils lately. Man, I had to tear one down a little bit. Wasn't in the right frequency. And there's a frequency of each coil when you do the radio frequency method. And there was two spots in this one that were really close to each other. So one was okay, one was great. So I had to find the great one, man. I was in the okay one when I got 11 feet. So went over there and tore some of this stuff off the coil, changed the capacitance in it, and I think I'm going to get it down. So thank you for that. Thank you. Yeah, I'm trying hard. So one of the next things I want to do and put out there is two coils. So you have a coil that's a driver, and then you have a pickup coil. So when you want to go over there and turn on your primary, you can have a pickup coil in your room at a distance that'll just turn on light bulbs or whatever you want it to do. It'll do it at a distance. So I'm working real hard on getting those numbers 100% correct. That's why I'm tuning these things so much. Why you see the distance stuff coming out of them, because I'm trying to do that, set two coils precisely so that I can hit the number every time and be able to transfer the energy without a problem. So nice. Thank you. Triple thick clear works awesome for the secondary. You know, I needed to add some more lacquer to the outside. You're right. I put 4 coats on it, but I don't put it on super thick because it likes to run. So I ruined the coil that way. What would happen if I put a solid glass tube in the secondary? I have put jars in there, but nothing that went out to the extent of the ends of it. The jar would place in there. And what it does is it reduces the ability for the coil to go out of frequency. So as you walk up to it and your body capacitance hits it, you usually put it out of frequency real quick. With a solid core, it doesn't do that as much. It starts to chop that down so that your body capacitance isn't doing anything to it. You're basically pulling the air out of the center of that coil. And as soon as you do that, it becomes a much steadier piece of equipment to use. So it won't be as thrown off by your body capacitance, but the distance and stuff improves just a little bit. You get a little more amp in there, and you get a little more energy coming out of the winding. Yeah, Sean built a glass cylinder Tesla coil. He did, and it had crystal in it, some kind of crystal glass. Yeah, he did do that. What's up, Joe? Let's see. Did the single copper ring on the outer ring do anything? I saw that you had it on there for your step. It basically 10 kilohertz is what it did. It raised the frequency 10 kilohertz and it slowed down the field from changing. So it was working as a steadier to the whole progress. It steadied the field so I can walk in between without it shutting off or being messed up. So yes, it did work the way you said. And yes, it was a good tool, but it does throw off your frequency a little bit if you're worried about that. If you're just using it so body capacitance doesn't hit something so much, then yeah, because it puts a force onto it immediately. And man, does that sucker heat up and pull out energy. Oh, wow. I think you get more energy out of that thing by clipping something on there, just on that ring, maybe putting two windings on it or something with that 1/4 inch. You're going to pull more energy out of that for sure, just as an extra source. So that was interesting, which makes me wonder if you did it, several times on that coil, can you still pull more energy out that way? That was cool. Nice. Joe, how's your coil running, man? Get any of those water tests going yet? Oh, you just got off work now? Gonna go eat your dinner. Nice. Good deal, man. Yeah, I'm interested to see when everybody does testing on these coils, man, because it just proves out theories, and I love it. You might be way to spear primaries without touching them. Yeah. Yeah, don't ever touch them. Oh my god, I made that mistake. That thing heats up like crazy, by the way. It's just totally on fire. Totally on fire, that extra coil. Don't ever touch it. Trust me, don't ever. I have to redo that STL so I don't make the mistake again. You don't have to talk about that. Oh, don't tell me you blew it up already, Joe. Don't tell me you miswired and blew it up. Yep. God. There's instructions in there for a reason. Oh man. Now it sucks. Can't wait to hear Joe shriek. What the heck were you doing with it, Joe? Did you just like blast it out like peak levels or something forever? You were egging him on? Yeah. Oh, not to doubt, think it was a critical. No, you weren't doing that. Oh man. All right, well, we'll have to figure it out. Oh, you're gonna have to buy a soldering iron now, Joe, because you're gonna have to do a field fix. Wow. Yeah, try it. Try it and find out. That's yeah. All right. Well, it's gonna collect some dust on your shelf then. Oh wow, that sucks. I got another one right here that's already I think it's already wired, but you still gotta wire the outside part. So no matter what you do, you gotta solder them on there. Those you don't want wire crimps on Tesla coil stuff. With the fields going on and stuff, they're just bad. So did you try to yeah, you didn't die, that's a plus. There you go. Did you try to hot wire it and just throw the power pack cord into the driving slot and see if it turned back on? Yeah, fried it and found out. Hmm. Gonna buy stuff you just didn't know what it is. No, you didn't do that. That's the way I tell, by the way, when something works or not on the circuit. If I just want to run it without the fan and low power just to see how it works, you take the power pack, you put it into the power slot, and it immediately turns the cycle on. You got smoke? Wow. Okay. Yeah, you definitely run it over the power limit. Yeah, dude. As soon as you get over 40 volts, by the way, you're gonna fry the circuit. And I said that a bunch of times. As soon as you get over 40 volts, I would look to see first if you have a resistor in there. See if it came off of being soldered on, um, and see if that's just it. Maybe you pulled the cord too hard or something like that. So there's four little screws on the outside, the big ones. Pull that, look up underneath it, and see if that thing's still hooked in there. And then I'm praying that it just came detached so you can get back to playing around. Oh, you ran it with no fan. That, there's a reason you put a fan on there. All right. We'll have to talk to Joe about that later. He was on to something, huh? Well, yeah, you were on to blowing it up. All right, man. We'll figure it out. Get you set back up. Yeah. The ZVS version is tough. I'll tell you that right now. But if you don't have an oscilloscope, it's hard to tune. That's one of the biggest problems I come up to in this whole system is I'd love to sell everybody a ZVS and modify it for them and everything else. But if you can't tune it, it's a huge headache. I mean, huge headache. And then learning an oscilloscope, man, out of nowhere is not fun either. So, yeah, but I mean, if you're already used to doing it, it's not a problem. It takes you a few seconds. But yeah. You only have an MPN and 3055L cooking. Yeah. I use an MPN, man, NPN, and they're just slower. They're just not as powerful at all. Not even close. So, yeah, you get all over that number one coil, I should say. You get a bunch of marks, man, from where you hooked it in. Yeah, that's why I used that piece of copper and I bent it a certain way so that it just clips on there. Those things are beautiful to work with because you put it anywhere you want, man. And it's real quick, no hassle. And I've seen a lot of setups, man, where they got all kinds of different stuff on it. And I've tried all of them and they all pop off on me. They all touch the other coil. They set off my frequency. They cause back pressure. They start blowing up MOSFETs or transistors. Oh, absolutely hate them. That's why I created the one I have. Oh, no breakouts. Yeah, well, if you run it in AC, you get a breakout. But you got to have a, well, let's see, because if you use 48 volts on a breakout for AC, it's not good, not good enough. You need about 60 volts on your Variac in order to get it. And yeah, then you start pumping some power out of this thing. And you want the Variac because you want to be able to have that, what's it called thing in there? You want to have the fuse in there because you may blow it because it's going to start making sounds on you if you have it out of tune. And if you don't recognize that right away, you're blowing the system up. Yeah, the Home Depot Variac is affordable. Yes, it is. I always look on, Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp and see if there's any local people that just want to get rid of it for 40 or 50 bucks. And I try to pick those up. Otherwise, you're in it for $100 or more, depending on where you live. AC scary. It's also dangerous. Yeah, completely dangerous. That's why I don't mess with it. I always go in DC for all my stuff. AC is just a zapping machine that'll get you. A gold member. Yeah. Yeah. So, by the way, Dennis, since you have the ZVS, detune it a little bit when you go into the water. Just detune it just a bit. Don't put it at the best frequency. Detune it a little bit. You're going to find some cool things when you do that. It'll actually work with a higher field at less voltage when you detune it just a little bit. It's kind of neat how it does that. Nice. Let's see. And what turned out the wrong flag? What? Don't know what that was about. You guys have your own conversation going on, apparently, man. Yeah. Just that little bit of detuning, man, makes the biggest difference in there. The Slayer puts out a ton of energy, man. This ZVS, you can turn down the energy and get some more resonance out of it by detuning it just slightly and putting it in the water. I noticed that when I did this testing. When I first did the testing, my number one was squishy and all over the place, so it didn't tune as well as it does now. Now this thing's perfectly tuned. So yeah, there's a bit of difference. A little bit of colorblind, huh? Let's see. I used the 20-knot inductive ball to make a wave from the shock board. Nice. Let's see. You got a 180 vape pen battery. Let's see. I was thinking about putting it in a series with 800 volts, but then saw the arc was 120 volt DC switching. Yeah. DC's good, man, for wireless power and some of this water stuff. AC's bad for it. You don't want to use it. Oh, let's see. Have you tried the circuit that uses a feedback wire to tune it? No, I have not. I have used. Let's see. Yeah, don't use a breadboard. That's bad. I have used capacitors on the back end to tune it. Some capacitors, some metal, stuff like that on a secondary that's out there in the middle of nowhere. And yes, it does tune it pretty well to do that. And you'll put it in resonance. You're just creating more mass. So more windings is what it sees it as. And with that, you can tune it. So yeah, it works out really well actually. And then once you get doing it for a while, you learn the amount of energy each one of them would contain in mass. And you could just have 4 or 5 things over there for tuning it. You wouldn't even need your oscilloscope. You just basically change them in and out until you tune it. That's how I do it. Once I learned exactly how much each one goes in there, man, I'll just flip them in and out to tune this thing real quick. So, and then which capacitors I want, how I want to pull them out, where I want to create the break in them, everything. Let's see. Double wall graphic super selectors love the ether, especially when they're coupled with higher frequency capacitors. Nice. There's a tip for you right there, guys. I'll leave that up for a few seconds. You guys can look at that. No, I have not used tuning or anything like that. Yeah. Yeah. Like power strip. Well, so let's talk about that for a second. It could just be the massive energy going through it, right? So you have the strips that are in there. There's nothing else in there. There's the thing for the light, and that's it. So I'm sure there's a diode in there. There might be a small capacitor in there and stuff for the light. Other than that, man, it's the only circuitry in that thing. It's pretty much just I think brass is what they use. And what I can't help but wonder is when you have the positive and negative that you usually have in the AC when you plug it in, I'm wondering if that doesn't just transfer a field like a dielectric and allow it to tune itself a lot better. And I can't prove that. I don't know that it's happening. It's interesting to think about because as soon as you plug this thing in there, man, the whole thing changes. So, and the field is high voltage, so there is going to be bleed over in anything you put it into. So, I don't know. I did think it was funny though, because everybody tells me, "Oh, you're getting energy out of the wall, you're getting out of circuits, getting out of your power panel." Well, it's not even plugged in. Yeah, can you imagine that? That's not even plugged in. All that whole effort would be for nothing to say that. Yeah, not working on that. That's so funny. Oh man, I got to get out my little light bulb that I hooked to I hooked to a power plug, and just plug it in there and see if it turns on. That would be even funnier, man. Some of these things do, man. You just gotta do it. There's a ton of anomalies everywhere, all over these things. Like, just start stacking number 2 coils around your regular one, and let it run. You start to get some plasma out of the other ones, depending on what frequency they are. Some are good, some are bad, but you'll get extra energy no matter what. It's on capturing the energy at that point because you're blowing it out and you already paid for it. Now it's time to get some back. Oh man. Right on, brother. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, man. Ulysses out there taking care of me, man. Thank you. Yeah, I remember you looped your system. Yes. Let's see. One wire power stripping the light bulb with it unplugged. Yeah, that's right. Nice. Let's see. But the toroid decoupled the positive and negative so the spark gap bulb bit. Nice. Yeah, lot of stuff out here, man. Lot of information out there. Yeah, thank you, Lucy. Thank you. So yeah, we're gonna pull energy out of this stuff, man, and start putting some coils around it too. I've been working on that. I always like to see what I can't tune and get it right. Then I can put all the right ones around it. I don't like generally putting things out of tune. They give off bad frequencies and everything else and start to ruin the system. Instead of the thing running right, it just kind of clugs along. I don't like that at all. It starts to build up energy in spots where I don't want it. Don't like that at all. But yeah. Oh man. Oh, dude. Seriously? Right on, brother. Right on. Thank you very much, man. Thank you. Taking care of me tonight, man. Taking care of me. Right on, yeah. Get some cool people out there watching this, man. Get some memberships out there going. Yeah. Check out some cool stuff. Dude, I made a plasma spinner, man. That oh man, it's like off the chain. It is it's got like 4 parts on the end of it. You know what I mean? On each side. So the energy comes out looking different. And it's so awesome to see, man. It's just fun to play with. Normally you only get one on the outside of each one, man. Yeah, and mine just has all kinds of cool stuff. So I'll take a minute real quick to show you guys that. I'm sure most of you have seen it, but it was too cool not to see again. Nice. Look at that. So there's different heights on some of these things on where the breakout comes out. Oh, and it's not on there straight at all. Yeah, that's just cool looking, man. I'm sorry, when I get to play it, man, no sense in stopping with just one, right? And you can see the total breakout that burst out. Yeah, everywhere. Yeah, this is cool. It looks like a vortex when you're looking down on it, man. It looks pretty cool. And then Bernie said, hey, why don't you make one counter rotating? So I think all I got to do is turn some the other way, put it on there, and make sure that it has something holding it, man. And I think we can get that done. We can get 2 of them on there working and counter rotating. I didn't see the positive. I'll show it here in a little bit. Right on, man. Thank you. Yeah, like I said, man, why have one field when you can have a whole bunch of them? Yeah, at least give somebody else something to do. Yeah. Yeah. Dude, that thing is even better in person, by the way, because you see the breakout on the outside of it, how it's coming up a little bit. It's so much better in person, man, when you do it. Oh, I tried to get the best camera shot I could. I got one camera that was not having it at all. And then I used my good camera on this van. It was totally rocking. I got to see a whole lot more. Oh, let's see it. If I can get that top-down view. Look at that. It's like a portal to another dimension, man. Nice. Yeah, this thing wanted to come off the spinner, man, because I didn't attach it very well. It wanted to come right off of there. All right. All right, Dennis, let's see what you got going on there, man. Thank you. Is there a restriction on language? You can say what you want, man. I can't necessarily put up the comments on the screen that have curse words in it, but I don't have restrictions on it. Oh, yeah, we'll put some gases in there to change it. That's for sure. Nice. Thank you. Wonder if the coronal discharge could be used to display current visually or scalar wave. No, it's pretty much, it's just, I'm blowing out energy into the world at that point. It's about all that happens. By the way, you don't need that on the top. If you take your number 2 coil and you have the top piece, you can just set it to the side on your table. As long as you hook the wire into it correctly, you don't have to have it on top of your Tesla coil, which means you could have 4 or 5 tops of your Tesla coil, each spinning one, and make this total awesome display if you want. As long as you have enough energy in there, you could do it. So, yeah, I had it sitting on the table when I was testing it, and then I had to cut the wire a little shorter to put it on the top of the Tesla coil. But yeah, it worked out just fine. All right, let's take a look right here. This is going to be AC. I can see it already. Yeah, that's at ZVS. Nothing on the gravity flyer yet. I'm still working on that frequency problem. It's not that easy. I've been doing it for a while. Is it music? Because I can't play the music if it is. Man, listen to that. That's the normal sound. That's not normal at all. Oh, slow motion. That's what gives you the sound, huh? I love it. Try it and find out. Just grab every light bulb you can. Look at that. Slowing it down. Man, somebody's truck's missing a light bulb. Nice. That's awesome. All right, give me just a second. Somebody was asking me about a light bulb, and it was the one I used with the blue in the center. Show you right here. It says it's a General Electric, so GE R1000. It's a mercury light. So it's 1,000 watts. So just in case you're wondering about it, there it is. That's the light bulb I've been using for that one test when I did the grounding stuff. Just in case you wanted to get it for your Tesla coil. To be honest with you, the guy's got a bunch of them, man. That's a really good price to get it at. So, yeah. If you guys are interested in that, there it is. Yeah. Love the plasma. Well, yeah. I mean, I think we all do, man. So, yeah, that's the light bulb, man, that's out there. Yeah. Get that one going, man. Let's see what else you got on there, Dennis. Sorry, let me turn that off. I keep hearing it in my ears. Oh, all right. Yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, I love plasma too, man. We all mess with it quite a bit. I used to mess with it more. Yeah, high voltage arc, stuff like that, doing plasma displays, man. Make some beautiful stuff with that nice, beautiful purple plasma, man. Looks so amazing, man. Yeah, you're welcome, brother. You're welcome. Yeah, nice video, man. Yeah, we're coming along the community, man. Everybody's getting into this. They're getting coils. They're building things, man. We're all zapping everything we probably can, which is funny. And then a bunch of light bulbs being lit up, man. As soon as I can get some more gases, I'm gonna light them up. Those are always fascinating. The one I wanted to get, and it was $50. It's the round one, and it's the one that you see that wire that's wrapped around it and creates that magnetic field and creates that donut on the inside. I wanted to put that on the top of my Tesla coil. So they're about $50, man. As soon as I can get up the money, I'm going to buy one of those. I want to see if I can get that same thing going. And I may have to wrap the number one winding around it. I may have to do the the inside winding, whichever one. and I want to see if I can get that same donut shape to pop out of it. So that's going to be awesome, man. They're on eBay, by the way. If you're looking for one, they sell the bulb by itself, and they're $50. So nice. Yeah, we got to see what everything does, man. I think a lot of people misunderstand what I do sometimes, and they associate it with the number 2 part of the coil. Totally lost to what I do. They don't get it at all. When you put that rod down the center, it completely changes the whole picture, man. Completely changes everything. I see it all the time in the comments. Oh, it's just RF. It's just RF. We've done Tesla coils for a long time. It's just RF. Well, I've never seen one of your videos put anything down the center of the thing. I always see you using the number 2 winding, though. So, yeah, I think it's funny. No idea what I'm doing. None. Oh, man. Yeah, kicking plugs at 9, man. Oh, man. Thank you very much, brother. Darren, thank you, man. We're going to have a lot of new members, man. You guys are kicking butt, man. Taking care of the community out there. Thank you. Thank you. Right on, man. Can attest to that now. Hey, look, man, I've more the merrier. Right on, brother. Dude, so awesome. Thank you. So, look, man, it's not the first time I've ever blown up a circuit. Sometimes it's not even 20 minutes and I'll blow one up. Yeah, you kind of just have to get over it and, you know, take the schematic and just get a new chip, put it in there and resolder everything, which is not much. This is 3 solder points. I mean, it's not the end of the world. It just takes a little bit to get the, spots right to do it. I was looking at putting in a little connector in there so that you could just plug them in, but it was unreliable, so I didn't like it. So I didn't use it. I bought a whole pack of them, didn't like it, didn't use them. I don't like that kind of stuff. In the future, I may end up making a, one-piece connector that goes on the inside, so that if you ever blow that thing, I can send you the new what is it, the new transistor with the little clip, so that you could just boom, plug it in and be back running. I think that might be a great idea for something like that, because it's relatively low voltage wiring in there. That shouldn't be hard to do. Just make sure it's a good connector that can't touch anything else, and then you're good to go. But that may be something that's necessary here in the future, because in testing, you blow up everything. Let's see. You did play with the rod. Interesting stuff like beyond. You need to learn to fix that. Yeah. Well, if you're gonna keep playing with it, you're gonna have to do it. And they're not that expensive. You can get 2 PMPs and 2 NPNs on Amazon, and it's like $10. And I could send you that link for that, Joe. And then, like I said, soldering iron probably cost you $30, and then you'll be back up and running. You may have to either use some tape or just buy a thing of shrink tube, and you're good to go. Hopefully, it was just a transistor that gave up, or like I said, if you go in there, man, and if you see a wire hanging and that goes to your resistor, then let me know, because that's a quick, easy fix. That'll get you on the road with just heating it up with the soldering iron. So, yeah. Yeah, part of the deal. Yeah, don't ever use a torch on that stuff. You'll blow the transistor before you even get anything started and melt half the stuff in the process. Never do that. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, get you the link. Whatever I need Wednesday. Nice. Let's see. The paperclip on the lighter works. Yeah, I guess if you can keep it hot enough, yeah. I never did anything like that with that way, but yeah, I guess that would work. Oh, you got the same thing? It wasn't a battery replaced and has been running great. Really? Man. Did you wire it backwards or did you just put it too high? Too much things right next to it or what? Nice. Well, it's good. I mean, that's why I send out the circuit diagram to people I send the coil to, because in case you got a problem, you can fix it right away. So, so you fixed a headlamp like that. Nice. Yeah, works in a pinch. Well, he's got lots of solder there. Oh, you're doing you're self-inflicted sticking stuff down the middle. Oh man. That's gonna be like the story for everybody. You know that, right? The draw of the hole. Everybody goes to stick everything in the hole, man. Huh. Oh man. Hey, look, I did it when I first started, and then I started doing that just to see what it do to the frequency and stuff. And what it does is it blows your transistor is what it does. Because you're putting too much back pressure at once to it, and it'll put a feedback in there and immediately blow your stuff up. Yeah. For science. I love it. For science. Find out for science. Hey, right there with you, my friend. Right there with you. Yeah. Oh man. Dude, I have a whole box full of stuff that I fried. And that ZVS would almost it's almost bulletproof unless you're someone like me, and then it's not bulletproof at all. It's quite dangerous. So I broke that thing several times, man. I did the old redneck method when I blew one of the MOSFETs on it. So funny. I would take the part that goes on and it clips on, and I once it blew the one side, it didn't matter because I had to replace the board anyway. But to find the frequency at that point, all I did was turn it on at low power and run it across the whole number two until I find the right frequency, and it peaked on my oscilloscope. I marked it, replaced the board, worked perfect after that. Found it right away. It's not the rod down the center that blows stuff up. When you decide that, okay, because number one, you have the rod down the center and then turn it on, so you're fine. But when you start putting things down this while it's on, that's when you start blowing stuff up. You're changing, you're slowing down the frequency of it. You're changing it. You're causing back pressure on it. Yeah, you have to turn that stuff off. Put the thing down the center and then turn it back on. You don't want to just do it while it's running. Number one, you should have felt the heat from that sucker as soon as you started putting something down in there, man, because it's going to get hot. I mean, the bigger the stuff that you put down there, the hotter it gets, man. Yeah, you don't ever want that on and running when you're doing that. Stuff it in there. There you go. It'll fit. Lube it a little more. Oh. Oh. No, it does not. Look, let's just go over how this thing works. The rod that I send out is 1/4 inch hollow. So that right there has heat to it. There's no question there's heat to it. Everybody sees it. You could put that into water and then you know what I mean, get it, if you turn the voltage down real low, you can get it to not have heat in it. The other way to trick the system is an insulated wire. So when you put the thicker insulation on the wire, it's harder to penetrate that insulation. Therefore, you get a lot of colder energy coming out. Now, with that said, if you just want to rip some voltage out of it, man, that's what your goal is. Just wind it like you would a Tesla coil with some 20 gauge wire, man. That's a magnet wire. And right on that rod, man, and just real tight, and then rip some voltage right out of that bad boy. Okay. But be ready, it's going to burn everything it touches. It's hot. You can feel capacitors really fast with that. But yeah, you kind of have to turn it off when you're going to stick things down the center, or else it creates a back pressure. So it's like when you take your microphone and you put it into a speaker and it starts making all that noise, it's putting back pressure on that speaker. So it runs throughout the system like that. So you just have to understand that when you do this kind of stuff, it has to be shut down and restarted. So now you have personal experience. Nice. Yeah, if you guys ever come up with the hack or anything like that works better for the circuitry or something like that, by all means, I'm open ears, man. Let me know. Yeah, anything to improve a product so everybody's playing, you know what I mean, works for me. I did say that the bigger things down the center does make it hotter. I'm not disputing that. The thinner things down the center keeps the wire cool. The more insulated stuff has a hard time penetrating, so it keeps it cooler. Those are all facts. So, yeah, the more you stick down the center, the slower the frequency gets and the hotter it gets down the center of it. That's absolutely 100% true. So, and if you do it while it's running, you'll see immediately on an oscilloscope that it immediately changes the frequency right away. No questions asked, it does it. So, yeah, I don't know that it gets more compression. It's just closer to the energy source. And the energy source is that number 2 coil. So it gets a lot more energy in there. And it comes out hot because it's closer to the energy source, which is that number 2 winding. Yeah. Bigger wire. Nice. Yeah. So just so you know what I did when I wanted it hot coming out of there, because I was trying to pull energy out for running a motor, I went ahead and took some aluminum, and it was a rod, and it was about half inch, and I put it down the center of it, and then I put my quarter inch inside of it. So I had to tape the outside of the quarter inch so that it would fit inside there, you know what I mean, nice and smooth, so it wouldn't be off center or anything, because that just causes problems. And I was able to pull the energy out of the aluminum and the copper, the brass at the same time, out of the quarter inch and the half inch that were in there. And as you add more, you're able to pull more out as well. So you can keep doing it, keep adding different sizes to that until you get to the outside. Once you get to a certain point on the outside, it sparks over on the inside. It'll pull it right through that PVC pipe. So you kind of have to watch yourself on that end when it does it. Nice. You drill the bottom so you can raise and lower it. That works. Yeah. I did the same to mine on one of my other Tesla coils when I run my ZBS. I prefer running it out of the bottom of the coil on the ZBS circuit instead of the top, because nothing's in the way. There's no windings in the way, nothing like that. You just put it on a little box, put a hole in the box, run it out of there. So much better. So much better. East Peach has its own lead. Think about that. You're not just pulling one, you're pulling 2, 3, 4, 5. You got to see exactly how much it goes. like I told you, those cap banks, man, they're mixers. Put it in a couple of caps and then put all the caps together. You know what I mean? You'll start to get a lot more energy out of it. Yeah. You'll pull a ton more. It's just adding it up because it doesn't see energy the same way you and I do. We see amps, we see volts. This thing sees it as a chemical mixture, and that's it. That's all it's doing, is making a chemical mixture. So yeah, you get more energy of it, you get it faster, and it fills up caps. So nice. Yeah. Eighth quarter, half, yeah. Absolutely. You're on the right track. Like I said, it's all about that. That's why think about it. And some people may hang up on this for a minute, but it's the same thing. It's geometry is all you're going to do here. So whether you're creating a short wire this tall and then another one, another one, another one, another one, they're still pulling out energy individually, right? So they can be brought off and put into capping. Well, the same thing holds true when you create a rod that goes down, a smaller one. It does the same thing. They're still pulling the energy. Now, will you get a little more extra in the vacuum of the inner one? Yeah, you will. Will you, if you have certain things at the right frequency that are the rods themselves, it'll catch the one frequency that you want. And I can't tell you too much more about this, but it'll catch the one frequency you want and start amplifying. It'll do it again, again, and again with each one of them to create a massive amplification on the inside. So I'll leave it there, but yeah, it definitely works that way. So open it up, nothing looks wrong with it. See, clip the transistor, try to turn it on, run the power supply, only 2.3 volts when it's plugged in. So usually if you fault the transistor, it'll go 2.3, 5.5, it won't go above that, and it'll be faulted. Yep. Exactly what happened. Yeah, narrows it down. Yeah, I should show that in a video one day so everybody understands it. When you get a fault on a bad circuit, yeah. Yeah. Let me just say there's some magic that goes on there. And just by putting the rods down there, you won't see it. You have to know the frequency of everything. And if you can do that, then you get some real magic, some real stuff. Just don't ever be in front of it. Okay. Ever. Try to stay away when you turn those things on. Even in testing, it's bad for you. So you're dealing with compression of fields. And when things compress, they don't always play nice. So don't be anywhere around it. Okay, just keep your distance. I like to get one of those switches, man, where I can remote control it and turn up and down the volume. You know what I mean? Or the power level. I always call it volume. Turn it up and down, man, from a distance. That would be cool. Because some of the stuff I don't ever want to be around. Yeah, it's not the shocking that's going to get you. And I can't see any more than that. Let's leave it there. Yep. So, yeah. Let me just put it this way. Don't be on the end where the rods are sticking out of. How about that? You can be anywhere else you want to. Don't be over there. Okay? And that's about all you can say about it. Well, that's where I need to leave it. Man, thank you very much, man. From one perspective, 5 Old Man Build memberships, bro. Man, we're going to have a lot of members, man. You guys are awesome. Awesome, man. Right on, brother. Happy to see you here. Yeah, man. So check this out. We got Ulysses hooked us up earlier with memberships. He gave us some cash, man. Awesome, brother. Appreciate it. Darren hooked us up with some memberships, man. And now, from one perspective, we got memberships, man. That's 15 more memberships, bro. So, man, that's right on. Nice. Yeah, I can't tell you anymore, man. I'm gonna leave it up to your imagination. Yeah, they're not normal at all, are they? Well, once you start working with them, you start understanding. Yeah. So let me just say this. Uh, that's right. The world does belong to us, man. It's ours. Look, hey, there's no question, man, that what we're doing is going to change some things, and it's because it's all engineering. It's all getting your hands dirty. It's all getting the work done. That's what's going to change things because you never know, man. You're going to get somebody that just kind of cruises by the video and they're like stopped dead in their tracks because it was part of their experiment that they needed to do. Now they know how to set it up. And that kind of stuff changes the world, man. Yeah. We want to see an old man Bedini build. Now that'd be cool. So I've been looking into that one for a long time, man. And yeah, I do want to do one of those, to be honest with you. I would definitely like to do one of those. Once we get all this coil business set up, I get a little shop set up. Once that's all done, man, we got cash flow coming through. Not a problem, man. I'll do that one. Also, I'll get back to work on the rodent coil, and we'll be talking to Ben about that and working on the circuits together a little bit because I think we can get that thing really, really straightened out. So, what's going on, Lulu? Oh man. I think a lot of them think it's magic when I start lighting up water. When I start lighting up 12-foot by 12-foot ponds, people start to get concerned. I don't think they understand really what I'm doing yet. When they do, they'll figure it out. But that wasn't the one I was talking about with all the multiple rods. That's something totally different. That that'll put you in trouble with the DoD. What's going on, brother? Have you ever heard of the OTAC X1 craft? I built one once. Gave it away. Didn't realize I was going to do a YouTube channel. Like 3 years ago, I built one and connected it all together, man. The wiring on it's completely different than everybody thinks it is. Really not that hard of a machine to put together. And you are going to have to wind some Tesla coil like Sean does to get it done. I did the one wire on the outside, not the multiple layers. Definitely had the cones in the center. Did the Utrons. Okay, empty inside, makes frequency. Did the capacitors on the plate. Did that one. Let's see what else. Did the C-shaped capacitors, was able to switch in between each one of them, pull energy to each side of it. Not a problem there. On the bottom, you use the grounding of the craft when you want to put it into the DC power that's on the bottom, like a generator, and you can get this thing to self-power sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't. Really depends on what you're doing. But yeah, I mean, that had I kept that, I could have shown a bunch of videos on that and probably get people closer to anti-gravity, but yeah, it didn't lift either, man. Didn't have luck with it. Got it to spin, got it to counter rotate, things like that. But that was it. Old man Bill is dead off. Yeah, I don't think I have quite the beard for that anymore, man. I cut it off. Maybe I'll let it grow out and do it again. Very interesting. Yeah. Those machines, I'm telling you, they all work on the same thing. Static electricity, you got to have a radiant field, you got to have a Tesla coil in it. And you have to have a frequency in there, and you got to have it set proper. You can't have it all over the place. And you're going to have a beat frequency in the entire thing. What's going on, Heliarc, man? Awesome show, man. Nice. Awesome show on Saturday, brother. You're bigger, classier than Gandalf. Nice. It's getting as gray. I can tell you that. Definitely, it's been gray like this, man, since I was 30. So, yeah. Cool stuff, man. Whole lot of cool stuff. Yeah, if you start learning compression, man, and frequency, oh, we're gonna get into some fun stuff, man. That's why I stopped that other project because I didn't think we were there. I couldn't get people to understand the one wire energy that well because it's a learn thing. You have to see it. You know what I mean to really understand why it's doing what it's doing, or else you think it's something else. So I just kind of put the other one on hold now. Because you have to understand how that power works, or else you could be completely lost on it. So, yeah, it's just sitting over there, man, waiting for me to take it back up. So, wisdom, you go gray early, yeah. Your friend is working on the rodent coils. Suddenly he's getting gray hairs in his beard. Yeah. No, sometimes just the circuit will drive you nuts. It's simply a jewel thief, and there's only so many ways to wire it, man. And that's in the positive manner. When you put the thing into negative, it works a whole lot different. So yeah, jewel thief, man. Saturation of the core is the name of the game with that thing. Absolutely 100%. It's not even it's not even capitalizing on all the energy on it. I mean, think about it. You have an open inside core. And if you want to capture the energy that's in there, don't you need to put in some kind of core on the inside? I've seen a couple people do it, but you also want to capture a dielectric in there sometimes. So, and it'll go right through the plastic. That ain't gonna stop it. Sometimes, man, you want to change some of the configurations. Sometimes that those little lugs they call them on the outside. Sometimes, man, you want to run wire on the outside of those, so you have to reform how they're built because you're getting energy that comes in from all the energy around it, right? All from the room. When you get it right, you're going to go into negative. You're getting this all the way around, but sometimes you want this. Okay, so an extra coil on there that's powered a little bit just by free energy works out really well because it'll put a direction based on the winding no matter what. And if you saturate this thing, you'll pull the energy. You don't necessarily have to hook it to anything. So different way to think about it, man, but you get a whole another experience that way. He creates standing waves in the air like pillars, expand like cone. Nice. Love to see that, man. If you ever get a link, drop it in my email. Good morning, my friend. Yeah. we all age a little bit with this stuff, and then yeah. So sometimes it goes the other way. It all really depends on what you're working with. So yeah, cool stuff on that, man. That one wire though, man. Put it in the ZVS, change the frequency a little bit to what you want so that the power level isn't so intense. Put it in the water, put it with your plants, and you're going to see some cool stuff happen, man. They start generating different energies out of them, and then you start getting protein spikes in them, things like that weren't there before. You're kind of mutating a little bit. Let's just say Hutchinson's wife uses this type of energy in order to work on her plants. If you understand what I'm trying to say to you. So, yeah. Buy a Moonraker CV antenna and put it in the core and see what happens. I think I got an antenna sitting in here, like an old CB antenna, something like that. My wife's grandpa had it, and he passed, and they gave me all that stuff. So I might try that. You know what I mean? See what's in there and what's the circuit's like, because it is a radio circuit. So there might be some interesting stuff. So different configurations change the suitable energy color. It goes exactly with Robert Gilbert and biogeometry explained. Nice. Are you trying to say double grounded? Because if you're talking double grounds, man, now you're talking some understanding. Literal visible color. I would love to see that. That's awesome. Double wound. Okay. I can see that. mesh, fiberglass mesh. Is that what you're looking at? Some kind of a mesh like that. It creates negative energy and static electricity. Yeah, I've seen that. Double grounding, man. You want to talk about using the ground as a wire? Um, you do frequency like that. I mean, let's put it this way. Okay, I was running that one coil at 11 feet. I was grounded to a whole nother plug in the house. Okay, whole nother area than one that was running my circuit. Think about that. It didn't need anything but the ground. Matter of fact, my starter's not even grounded. But when I'm outside running my ZVS and I do the same process, I use earth ground. Now, the frequency is so much better, so much cleaner. It'll allow you to go further in distance with earth ground, and you ground your ZVS and you ground your number 2 coil out there in the distance. Man, the frequency runs through the other coil, and that's all you need to start up the coil, man. That's it. So yeah, the ground pump, man, it's rocking that way. So yeah, it's an interesting thing to learn. Once you understand the grounding of something, you can get quite a bit of distance out of that, because the ground itself, you know what I mean, has harmonics that can be placed into it. Hit a cavity in there, man, you might be able to pull some extra energy out of that sucker. Put it in the water, man. Use that as a ground all day long between the two. That's why I show you guys the grounding in the water. You just drop it right in there. It's ground. Get it in there at a running stream. Ooh, yeah. If it's running and it's doing work, there's energy in it. You're going to get the frequency in it. Thank you very much, man. Thank you. Yeah, the Earth will be your solar panel. CBN said, hold on a second. Sorry. Time steel, something in the fiberglass, grounded it in okay. Nice. Try that. Gravity opposite rice washing machine. Interesting. Yes, it is double grounded. And you put the wire back to the center to pull more energy. What's your next big goal? Well, like I said, the first things to do is get the shop out of the way, get everything set up so that, you know what I mean, I could spend one day building some Tesla coils and, you know, have them ready for people. Get all the shirts and everything done. That's the in front of me goal. Couple of my next goals is, like I said, I'm setting up for a Tesla coil on a secondary to be resonant at all time with my PMP circuit. Turn this one on, this one at, I'll give you the correct distance, and it'll be like something you could take to school and show people that it works anywhere that you want to bring it, because of perfect resonance in them. That's one of the next things that I'm going to do. I want to build a bigger Tesla coil. So what I'm looking at is a 10-inch diameter is what I'd like. And I would like to do it in about a 4 or 5 foot section and see exactly what it does and what frequencies we can get to. I want to see if I can lower this thing into the hertz. And I know it's going to cause problems. I should probably get a radio license. But I want to put this thing in the hertz. If I can create a coil that I can put in the very low hertz, we're talking 8 hertz, something like that, then I'll do it. So yeah, that's kind of the big goals for now. And then I need my gravity flyer frequency to work out. That it's driving me nuts. I gotta get that worked out. Yeah, anytime you have spinning stuff in there, you're gonna get a little bit of a vacuum. It's usually negated when you put the shell on it, though. So, but you will pull in energy from that because the frequency, and it's just like a coil. Nice. Yeah, I have the pipes picked out, man. I sent a message to him, and I'm waiting for him to get back to me. If I can get him, then we're building the big coil. So, let's see. You see, Dr. Rife, for safety, low frequencies affect our mood. Well, yeah, they do. I mean, look, low frequencies are where the power's at. That's where all of the frequencies are, where they start connecting with different things in nature. Don't ever fool yourself, man. Anything they do for anti-gravity has a low frequency when they start doing horns and stuff like that. You ain't blowing out that much air to get to a Tesla coil level. You're only getting, low frequency levels to change things in there. So a lot of the monks you see, stuff like that, those guys aren't blowing at Tesla coil levels and they're getting things to move. I think you can hit things at higher frequencies, but it's that beat frequency, that low frequency that is really where the action's at. So that's my opinion anyway. Some of the other stuff gets up really high in frequency, and you're going to have some that go really low in frequency, but they work together. So when I start saying quarter and half waves, I mean, we're talking like a 1 to 140 wave or something like that, man, when you start to get to the low frequencies, but you're going to have both sides of the spectrum. Yeah, it acts like a carrier wave. Yeah, those beat frequencies, man, drive me nuts. I got one frequency that works and the other side doesn't, and it's killing the craft's energy because it won't allow you to pull the energy on both sides to keep the whole thing going, man, to keep it repeating. Frustrating. What's going on, brother? Let's see. Yes. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, the energy in some of this stuff, man, you got to play at its level, not at yours. And a lot of people try to use microwaves. Well, that's not going to really get you there because you're not paying attention to the other side that wants it needs. Because when you start pulling low frequency out of the earth, you're pumping in heavy amounts of energy, is what you're doing. And you're driving the field on that craft. So that's where that energy is coming from, is that low pumping action that's going on in those beat frequencies. Like you can see it, get that rotating disc, put it on there, put the Tesla coil to it, and it'll change the Tesla coil frequency based on the rotation frequency. And you'll get a beat frequency out of it. And you put a light bulb of it, and you can absolutely see the beat frequency in it. Not a problem. And it's very slow. Very, very slow. Low hertz. Low hertz. Yeah. That's what's pumping the energy out of the ground better. Because it's taking it in big gulps. Where the high frequency is tiny little, pecks at it. You want the big amount coming out. So nice. Have I tried it in different frequencies to get it to sing? Yes, I have. And yes, it does sing. The problem is the plates are so wobbly, it gets out of tune very easily. I wish there were solid plates, man, to be honest with you, because then it would hum all day. A perfect frequency in those things. Just, 1/8 thick. We're not talking very much, but solid. And yeah, they do a much better job pulling the frequency. So yeah. Even if the texture aluminum was a little thicker, then it would probably do a nice job because it's nice and stiff in there. You know what I mean? It rotates around, you get harmony out of it. When they're so wobbly, it's so bad. It makes everything go everywhere. Yeah. Let's see. Slightly ahead of his time. Nice. Yeah. Interesting stuff, guys. Yeah, the beat frequencies are awesome. If you ever take a tube and go over, take a piece out of your toaster, those things that light up in there, and put it in the center of like a crystal tube, say about this big around, and you put it in there at certain distances, and as soon as you hit the frequency of the tube, this thing will start resonating. Now do the same thing with another one on its side, and then you'll pick up a beat frequency between the two. Absolutely awesome experiment, man. Absolutely works. And you start seeing why Viamanas have four tubes on them, two the same on each side. And there's a beat frequency that takes place between all of them. So definitely in there. Diamond plate. Yeah, that might work. I think it was using textured aluminum because when you put them together, you get that capacitance jump. But if you use solid plates, you can do the same thing. The biggest difference is changing that field in the center. And if it does it with a solid plate, man, I would have much rather used that. I think that's one of the quirky things about this. I think he used cheap parts because he had them. I think he could have used better parts and would have came out better. The problem is that's what he used, and it sucks. So, yeah. Yeah, get things moving. Ning Li is the mesh for negative energy. Absolutely. Static. You're talking about static and negative energy right there. Yeah. A very high voltage, very low amperage, and it's able to conduct that energy on that mesh in order to amplify it. That's what she was doing. So definitely an anti-gravity property because again, I keep saying it, you need that static field to be heavy. T.T. Brown did it in his capacitors on the outside, and he had it. He also had a Tesla coil in the center. I mean, there's no getting around what they're doing. The Tesla coil is a compression field. So if you take a geometry coil and use the compression of the field on the inside, it should work exactly the same. So, yeah. I mean, look, those two things are present at all times. Compression of a field is necessary. 100%. The more you compress it, the more you have it. The static electricity is necessary. We need to get a flow of energy that goes around the craft with the static electricity as well. You have to be able to compress the inside so it pushes back outside. That's how you make a field bubble. So both of those things would work, a geometry coil, and you can go ahead and use a Tesla coil. Now, what's the advantage of the geometry coil over the Tesla coil? Is you can create multiple wraps and windings and pull different frequencies out of it, and they're exactly set perfectly. No standing next to it's going to mess with it. That's why they're better, because they don't let your body capacity get in the way, and you multiply the energy by massive amounts. So a lot better for this stuff, man. Martin Fleischmann Memorial Project, absolutely. Oh, let's see. You're talking about concrete as a conductor. Concrete does conduct the energy. What sparks off it anyway. You take this kind of energy and you run it across the ground. You get a nice spark. You put the gravity flyer on it, get the energy going. It starts to spark. If you're not getting sparks, you're not grounded. You're not doing the right thing. So, yeah, absolutely. And it does, by the way, work just like that Tesla coil. Your Slayer Slider's ungrounded, so it'll bounce with the frequencies in all of everything. It's self-correcting. But the gravity flyer has to be grounded in the beginning so it can pull out those big gulps of energy out of there based on the beat frequency. So, yeah, concrete's interesting. And then what kind of concrete are you using? Using lava concrete? That'd be different. You know what I mean? You get some graphene in there. Yeah, that'd be different as well. So average everyday concrete will spark all day. And it'll act as like a dielectric to the ground itself. So it'll pull the energy right through it. All we observe is merely light inducting all mass as well. It discharges the potential differences in flyer, plasma sparks, radio, gamma waves is all compression of waves in ether. So there you go. There you go. I will say this though, light is a product of other things going on. Is what my personal opinion is the way I see it. But it still has all those products going in. So if you're doing the double slit experiment, as soon as you stand next to it, you ruin the experiment. You're going to tune it to your body capacitance being next to it, and as soon as you move, it's done. Okay, it's off of where it should be, and a lot of these people haven't figured that out yet. You turn on a camera next to it, you're getting a magnetic frequency out of it. You're going to set it off. And especially at a low level laser like that, you're not cutting with it, so it's low level. And it's going to be set off by those two factors. And when they figure that out, they'll finally understand it. You are doing it yourself. By standing there and setting the stuff, you've set the experiment to be incorrect. Already, from the start, you did it. Your body capacitance changed it immediately. When you come back in the room, it'll start to do the right thing again. Why? Because your body capacitance added back into the laser itself, and you're able to get it to run right again. Then you're going to leave the room, and it's going to run wrong. And you're going to think, oh my God, ghosts are moving it. There's a ghost over there farting, moving my laser. And no, it's not. It's your body capacitance. You're affecting the circuit because it's a laser, and a very low power laser at that. So it's just propagating light in one direction. That's about as weak as you're putting it. You're not cutting anything. You're not cutting the cardboard or anything when it touches it. You're not even getting it to get on fire. You don't have enough power into it, man. Yeah, you got ghost farts going on. That's right. Setting off your experiment, man. And you don't even realize it. Yeah. I don't know what to tell you, man. Do some more experiments with it. Have fun. Maybe in the next 10 years they'll figure it out. Let's see. Roger has good pics of Mud Fossil University YouTube. Interesting. Yeah, that's right. Oh, hold on a minute. Oh, let's see. The show the potential differences discharges in the given medium of the ether runs all through all the medium, high density mass, higher ether. What is that? Perturbation? Am I reading that right? Man, I almost said another word right there. Yeah. Okay, I'll leave that one up to you, man. I just know that it changes it. So, I almost said something else. Wow. Oh, so you learn to track to edit videos, otherwise unseen motion, but I need to tie it into the photo negative regarding it should slow, otherwise hard to affect the field. Nice. Well, if you figure that out, man, we're all going to make some money. Let me just tell you that. Yeah. Yeah, once I show the fields on that Gavi flyer, man, I'm going to make a lot of money. Or be poor because I already told you the answer. Who knows? But at least you'll be able to see it. So funny, man. Might be misspelled. He's Dutch, but clever. Yeah, I didn't understand the word. So I like what they did at Skinwalker Ranch, where they shot the microwaves up there, and they started wondering why they're seeing UFOs when it's really just a plasmoid that they're making, and they don't understand why. Yeah, I've seen that too. They got like a cavity underneath there, and who knows why, but you're getting microwaves that throwing out of it because you have a frequency that continues to go around the same frequency again. It's a frequency chamber going on. If you put that anywhere with the earth itself and create some high voltage in there, you're going to get microwaves. That's how it works, man. You take the same frequency and you multiply it by 10 times, and you put it in a cavity. Guess what's going to happen? You're going to get a microwave. Yeah, that's how they work. It's a magnetron for you. You already have the magnetization underneath you in the field that's underneath the earth itself. Yeah. These people, man. Creating stuff, getting people in trouble. Let's see. All mass is held together by scalar coherence, and all the coherent scalar attunes its surroundings like an attractor. So the mass object is attuned surrounding the ether with stronger, is it coherency? I'm not coherency. Hmm. Nice. I say we ain't that clever. Now you're making me sound good and cocky and arrogant, which I am not, but still. Yeah, we know who you are, man. We know you by now. All good, brother. All good. I do believe they were bending the light. Yeah, they were. They absolutely were. And they put the camera right over there too because they want to get a good shot. And anybody who's filmed any kind of high voltage, which it takes to make a laser, you're going to understand that the camera itself freaks out. So there's a big field coming off of it. And you start changing the field by pushing back on a little bit. Yeah. Gonna have problems, man. Arc reactors, who's doing it? I have no idea. We saw some stuff where they're talking about cold electricity and they were talking about a reactor. And to be very honest with you, man, some of it looks like a vacuum chamber experiment. Some is a vacuum chamber experiment with a spark gap. If they're saying they're pulling energy out of the plasma more than what it takes to run it, they're lying. I haven't seen a good one yet. Not a good one yet. I would love to see it, but I haven't seen it yet. Let's see. You can see bending light in LiDAR. Really? Yes, longitudinal compression. Yeah, every time you do that, you got to have it. Coherence. Nice. I think his word got cut off. That's all it was. Try to look between the flames. Use the Sony camera. Had a diode. Nice. You agree with Skip on that? Yeah. Fascinating. Yep, absolutely. Let's see. Alloy Jack. I don't know who that is, but okay. I've been after that for the past few months. I've just been wondering what type of Variac I need to use. I found myself what is it, a 110, 115 Variac, and it's been working great for me. That's the one I use. You don't have to have a real expensive one. Let's see. Hard as I use 110 volt or 115. Oh, dude, I forgot all about this. I have, God, is it a transformer that goes from a 115 volts to 220. It's a step up. So I was using it to run a Tesla coil a while back. So that one's pretty cool, man. Those things are huge. They're like this. Giant ones, man. These are monsters, man. You bought a Chinese circuit and was trying to run it. I put my primary winding opposite of my secondary winding and blew it up twice. I didn't realize what I was doing back then. It even had a music circuit on it. It was only $50. So I'm gonna try to get me one of those again and do it again. Nice. Yeah, that would have been a rad spark too, man. It was supposed to shoot off like 12 to 14-inch sparks out of the top. And it pretty well could have. It was a nice circuit, man. And as soon as I get another one, man, I'll run it. Now that I have a nice coil to run it on. Oh, absolutely. Nice. Nice. Yeah, if you get one of those Variacs, man, usually you won't run it to its potential anyway. It usually stops about 80 volts. So, I mean, just think about that when you're buying it. You don't need to overbuy You know what I mean? If it pushes to 120 volts out of the whole thing, you're fine. Most circuits won't handle the 120 volts. Maybe some of Sean's circuits get up to like 90 to 100, but most of the time, man, you're frying a circuit. I've had that thing break the transistor itself and shoot sparks back at me. Yeah, with that Variac. Thing's a monster, man. Yeah, so buy the one you can afford and go with it. And then you could always use step-up transformers. So, yeah, some cool stuff, man. I actually want to see Sean's circuit that he has for his new ZVS, his Uber and Uber 2. He said he was going to get me one of those, man. I want to test them out and see what the difference is, because he sent me one a while back, man, the race car one, and that one works really good. He sent me another circuit, which is on my build list, is the one with a small capacitor so it doesn't hard start, so it soft starts. I want to do that one as well, and I have those little connectors now, so we can interchange MOSFETs. I also, on my list of things to do, is I need to create a STL file in order for the ZVS, because I don't like the heat sinks that are on them. I want to change that to flat across both sides of them, plug them both in, and put better fans on the outside, because a little bit of cooling gets you a lot more energy. I learned that. So I want to create that STL file for that so we can put those better fans in there. And then I want to create a bottom plate so that we can set the Tesla coil in the bottom plate. And then this thing will stay steady, because when you move the ZVS, it causes problems. So if it's set in the right spot, we could do that. That'll be a huge improvement with those fans. That right there is cool. That way we could take the STL file, we could put our on and off switch on it really easily. It's no longer messing with anything. No wires get crossed. It doesn't mess it when you move it. It's a good thing, man. Yeah, absolutely want to fix that. It's been on my list for a while, and I've been building coils instead of doing that file, so I need to get back to that. You got an arc reactor build on your channel. Hold on a minute. All right. Let me see. Let's see. Go channel. Let's see which video. I'm gonna check out your videos here, man. See what we got going on here. Generator fuel reactor. Hopefully there's no music on here. If you don't mind, I'm gonna pull it up. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna mute that.
This one's just a smoothing. I have one using in my car already. That's a different one. But this one's just a smoothing and then paint to the color and install into the vehicle. And well, I have a next design set of different reactors that will change the property in the hydrogen and the way it would react, combust, but I'm not showing that one yet. But this one is a standard size to electrolyzer, but it's designed differently. That's why I call it a fuel reactor. And with this one, is specifically in criteria for, it was designed for motor vehicles, and it was more efficient, that it wouldn't cause a loss in power when it's connected to the car battery, a loss in power supply to the ECU. So since this one wouldn't have almost any too much power loss to the ECU, and still just getting power from the battery and the alternator, which alternator is supplying DC current back to it, it could power to the intake of the vehicle. When this connects up to the, when this, yeah, with the hose here, connects the intake of the vehicle, because I'm using this because it's the cheapest form I have that I can manufacture it. I have a next solution, but it's be too quite expensive for me to get continue regular supply of it, because stores don't have abundance of supplying the more thicker material. I might have to develop that one to sell to the army or something, and sell at a higher cost and a more powerful set than these to sell to the army. But these, yeah, is much more designed for motor vehicles that could have. But just the only thing is, I only develop it to a stage that the oxygen, which would be released at the center pole at the top, would be, based on my research, it lasts for months before it need a new replacement. I might sell that for like $5 for one of the fuel rod replacement inside, and it's very simple to install. So in that case, this is my hydrogen technology, baby, and don't worry about that. It's still costly, but
Right on, brother. You got some hydrogen cells working on there? Is that what it is? Man, that's cool. I'm going to have to get on your channel and watch some more videos and look it up. I'll go ahead and leave the link here for your channel. There you go, right there, man. There's the link for the channel. I'm going to be watching some of the videos on that, man. I can't really comment too much on them. I know how hydrogen cells work and pulling out the hydrogen from them. And you're basically, you have to get the energy already going. So if you put like a neon light bulb in the water or a fluorescent, something like that, you can get the water ready and then it can split it much faster. Yeah, because I remember watching back in the day the water car and stuff like that. So, yeah, cool experiment, man. Right on. Yeah, I'm there with you, Joe. We'll have to see what's going on in there, man. Maybe we could do a little bit longer time on it next time. I think we're all going to learn something there. Ultrasonic fogger, man. Right on, brother. Appreciate it. Yeah, somebody said Alloy Jack earlier, and I recognize you for your picture. I sorry about the name, man. I'm sorry about that. I won't make that mistake again, man. Thank you. Water smacker circuit is the same thing as the rod down the center of your Tesla coil. For those of you who understand what that circuit really is, that's exactly what it is. And just understand this, when he tells you about it, I forgot his name. If you could put it in there, he tells you he's running up against a DOD patent because he is. Just so we all understand that. Right on, Joe. Sub to Jack, brother. Right on. You know what? Let me take care of that too right now. There we go. I just subscribed there too myself, man. Because I'm going to definitely be looking forward to that. So yeah, I want to say Jacobs or something like that was his name. I have it saved in my archive. But yeah, he made the energy smacker. He basically put a rod down the center of a Tesla coil, and he understood that the negative energy in itself could be harnessed that way. And that's why I kind of laugh when people don't understand that is, Tesla's circuit right there. He created that negative energy circuit. So, yeah, definitely knew what he was doing, man. This guy picked up on the same thing that I did, put the rod down the center, and he was not structuring the water. He was deconstructing the water. He was opening up the structured water's veins, if you will, or the pathways that it was going into. So yeah, he was doing a little bit different stuff there. That's when I tell you about the energy and stuff and the water and it gets going. And this is the experiment right now that you put the orange juice in there with it, next to the water, and then it picks up the flavor of the orange juice. That's exactly what his does, exactly what mine does. Yeah. I'll just take a look right there. Something Jacobs, if I'm not mistaken. He was Bob Boyce. Man, am I way off? Okay. Sorry, give me 1 second. I'm gonna put this up there. There's his name right there, Bob Boyce. If you get a chance to look at that, guys, take a look at it. It's a pretty interesting watch. Right on, brother. Nice. Yeah. Bob Boyce, man. Look that up and listen very hard to what he says, because he's telling you different design ideas to do the same thing in a big coil like you would find in a like an amplifier, one of those toroid coils, and it has a bunch of different wires coming out of it. That's what he uses now for his energy smacker instead of the Tesla coil, because it's more consistent, but it does the same kind of energy, which should tell you something about coils. As long as you know how to do your circuit, you have it. He also tells you about diodes that work, diodes and resistors that work well with this stuff. Also capacitors. He talks about all of it that work in this kind of circuit. Definitely an interesting watch. Definitely watch them. I believe on Tesla Tech, the channel Tesla Tech, you're going to find 2 videos on there from Mr. Boyce, from Bob. Watch both of them. They're definitely worth your time. Yeah, he had some cool stuff going on there, man. Yeah, definitely awesome. So, right on, guys. All right. Sorry, I got to close a couple of these tabs out. Yeah, he also talks about the hydrogen cell, by the way, if you're interested. Bob Boyce does. And it's all in the same technology, by the way, and how this works, because you're prepping the water. You're prepping the water to break, and you can break it very easily when it's pulled apart instead of forced together. When it's pulled apart, man, it's easier to break between the molecules. So, yeah, hydrogen production is very easy through this stuff. Yeah. Yeah. One after another. That's right. That's the way we get it done, man. I love watching those videos, man, from everybody who knows what they're doing. Old school, man. Gotta love old school. Love watching all the engineers do their jobs, man. Let's see. Ghost entities exist within the physical body because they have a sufficient level of scalar coherence to exit without one coherence phase in trains surroundings. Therefore, that's they're cold. Okay, I probably totally messed up how that was said. Interesting. I've never seen a ghost. I would love to see one. If I do, I will have an awesome story for you. Yep, different kind of light. Yes. Darren, sounds like you play with the prime number and the scalar. Yes. Okay. He is inductive of scalar radiant energy decoherence. Yeah, you got to have cold, by the way. A lot of people don't understand temperature differential, and they should really start figuring that one out. That's a huge piece of this whole thing. That the difference in temperature, man, plays a big role in everything you do. I had to learn that when I started out in doing transistors and MOSFETs, man. When I was a kid, I'd overheat the iron and blow up a transistor or MOSFET, no problem. Not realize why, and yeah, I kept doing it. So back in the day, man, when we were kids, we used to have the solder pot, and you go in there and pre-solder wires, stuff like that. You'd have to put it back shells on the connectors that you did. A whole bunch of different things, man. I always shrink tubed everything. I found my soldering iron was a better thing to shrink the shrink tube than the gun, because the gun overheats different things. A lot of different tricks, man. I've been doing it since I was 14 years old, man. So yeah, definitely pick up some skills doing that. Let's see, different kind of light. I think we did that one. Heat is okay. She don't want to see your chicken. Bring it on, man. If there's a ghost, let me see it. I mean, don't hide that from me. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people might run out of the room, man. I'll start having a conversation with them. You know, let's see what you got going on. So, yeah, I'm there with you, man. Absolutely there with you. Used to live next door to, hold on, Alistair Crowley. Ooh, that'd be interesting. How so? A ghost levitating at the top of the window. Wouldn't that be some trick stuff, man? Yeah. Craze are fine. Let's see. I look up at the sky and say, come on, man, take me for a ride. I'd love to see you guys. Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm sorry, man. I ain't saying no. You know, it could be a couple of Marines playing a prank, or some people flying some jets or something, a weird aircraft we haven't seen of, but I'm still taking a ride. You ain't stopping that. I'm doing the same thing, brother. Spirit box wave generator. Nice. Have to see, just not sure. Well, I mean, think about it. If they're light, that means they got some voltage in them, and they'd be able to push some things around. Maybe communicate with you through a tube TV or something, where they'd be able to put some things in the screen based on their energy. I mean, that'd be totally awesome. I want to believe in that too. You know what I mean? That's what they'd be able to do. I think that's awesome. Just no probing. No, nobody wants to get probed, buddy. Nobody. Oh, spirit box. Yeah, they're gonna get you in your spirit box, all right. They're gonna rattle your spirit box. They probably get one with a sick sense of humor. That's probably what's going on. You get an alien with a sick sense of humor. He starts probing everybody, just for the fun of it. Oh man. Huh. Yeah, he's happy, friendly. Huh. Oh, nice. Oh, that's what it does. I thought you were talking about the different box. Huh. Happy probing. Hey man, we saw that zappy stick, man. The old school ones they had. They definitely had a butt plug in there, brother. They definitely did for back in the day. So there was some happy probing going on there, I guess. That stuff zapped the living daylights out of my face, man. I can't imagine that. Somebody buying that on purpose for that reason. That's just not right. Uh What's going on, brother? Is Highness, man, coming by, checking us out. We're talking about probing, man, with the aliens. Oh, yeah, right up your root chakra. Yeah. You get a little unhappy surprise there. You get some rumblings in your tummy. Huh. Oh man, someone was probing the coil, figuring it out, getting ready for the aliens to come. Oh, I love that, man. Always fun. Always fun. Oh. Oh. Get, have a crush on you. Oh. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I gotta laugh, guys. I have enough stuff going on here, man, to last for days, but laughing is beautiful. Oh. Huh. The probing. Oh, I can see it now. People will be buying those zappy sticks, making Tesla coils out of them. Oh, that'd be terrible. Oh, I'm sorry. That's terrible. Oh man. Yeah, we're gonna have to get back to some cool Tesla stuff, man. I've been working on a couple projects and they're starting to work out. I've gotten the smaller coils that I built. If anybody's a member saw it, I built the individual coils. I have 2 out of the 3 that work, and I got to get the other one tuned in just right. But they're pulling energy right out of them. So definitely working on different frequencies. For those of you who don't know what it is, I took my normal number 2 coil that I run in this one here, and I basically did the radio frequency methods and found out where all of the peaks were, and then built coils based on those peaks. 2 out of the 3 are running; they're tuned. I got 1 more to go, and then I'll be able to put out the video. But yeah, I could set them right around the main coil and get them to strike up the energy. 1 plug, yeah. Oh man. Oh, that's terrible. You kind of wonder what those robots are going to have. They're going to have they'll be programmed to do everything, fully capable. Oh man. AI chicks. Oh man. Full size. Nice. Yeah, well, they'll still end up talking back to you in some way. You watch. So we're not work or whatever. You guys will all be back to square one. That's terrible. Just so terrible. Oh man. Rich people will be giving them to everybody as pranks. Oh man. Nice. Yeah, say you ain't talking to them. You don't spend enough quality time. Yeah. You no longer own them. They want their own rights. Huh. Oh, it's all coming. They put that bill in their big beautiful bill is what they called it. They put it in there that you can't mess with AI companies for 10 years. I mean, hey, yeah, why don't you just put your head in the sand, buddy? I hope that part gets pulled out of there. I don't want all that AI getting that much non-resistance. You know what I mean? No, thank you. Oh, that's funny. Oh man. Let me see if I can't pull this up here. Um I don't know. I'll have to get back on here and figure out how this thing works. Sorry, I was going to look up. I had one on here earlier. Sorry. You know what? I could probably get to it another way. I wanted to show everybody what I was working on in there. Yeah, take a look, guys. So they got hoodies and everything on there. So it's pretty cool, man. So yeah, it's coming soon, man. Definitely coming soon. So all right, guys, it's been about 2.5 hours, man. I'm gonna take off, but yeah, we're gonna have merch soon, man. Merch soon. We got our coils. We're gonna have a shop open on Facebook. Everything's in the works, man. So hopefully soon I'll have it all out there, man. And as soon as we do, you'll see me wearing my old man build shirt and then doing videos with it. So anyway, man, I want to thank you guys, man. You guys have been awesome in the chat today, man. Just hanging out with me, shooting the breeze. Been very awesome, man. We got to see some cool videos out there. And yeah, Jack, we're all going to be looking into your stuff, man, see what you got going on there. So with that said, guys, thank you very much and have yourself a great night.
The old man Bill. The old man Bill. The old man Bill. The old man builds. The old man builds is broken in the head. People not seeing reality has put them in the red. Where conscious and spirituality been stricken from the norm and replaced with the ignorance of basic magnetic form. The geometry of God keeps running through his head. That's what makes old man builds broken in the head. The old man builds. The old man builds. Spheres of destiny are spinning in his mind, making him travel back and forth in time, battling the establishment for just a little recognition. Has him forcing the world to understand his premonition. That world will have all the technology in the end, even if it means his life will fail to instead. The old man builds. The old man builds. The old man builds. The old man builds. Fears of destiny are spinning in his mind, making him travel back and forth in time, battling the establishment for just a little recognition. Has him forcing the world to understand his premonition. That world will have all the technology in the end, even if it means his life will fail to extend. The old man builds. The old man builds. The old man builds. The old man builds. Fears of destiny are spinning in his mind, making him travel back and forth in time, battling the establishment for just a little recognition. Has him forcing the world to understand his premonition. That world will have all the technology in the end, even if it means his life will fail to extend. The old man builds.